Good evening one and all. Welcome to the part 2 of this video. In the first part I explained you the architecture. Now in this part I'm going to be showing you how you can basically compute similarities between two images. So we'll be using Google's pre-trained machine learning model basically called as MobileNet. So it's a pre-trained model on TensorFlow Hub. So we are going to use that. So a little bit about myself. My name is Saumil Shah. I'm a software and a hardware developer based in New York City. I have completed my bachelor's in electronic engineering and my double master's in electrical and computer engineering. Usually I make a lot of projects and cool Python projects on web apps, software, REST API, database, and much more. I have more than 2+ years of experience in Python. These are my websites and my YouTube if you would like to connect me. Currently I work as a software engineer at JobTarget. Let's start. So the first step, we need to define the imports. So the following are the list of imports that we need to do. That is TensorFlow, TensorFlow Hub, NumPy, OS, Pandas, Matplotlib, Base64, PIL, IO, Math, and SQRT from the math. And make sure that the TensorFlow version that you're using is 2.0. Second, we need to create an embed, a global variable called as embed. And basically we are gonna use hub.keras layer, and os.getCWD means get the machine learning model, which is basically downloaded on my current working directory. So I have a note here. When you download the machine learning model, when you extract it, it's going to be a zip file. So when you unzip it, you would get 3 files. That is the variable folder. Then you would have a folder called as assets. And then you would have a folder called as some saved.pb file, basically file extending with .pb. Let me actually show you so this makes sense. So here you can see saved model PB, variable, and assets. Now don't worry, everything is there. The links from where you can download these are right here. So from the TensorFlow website, TensorFlow Hub website, you can download it. So if you go to this website, this is the Google's pre-trained model that I'm about to show you. So so here you can see MobileNet v2 feature vector. This is the architecture by Google. So it's a pre-trained model which basically gives you word embedding. I wrote a small class or a helper class which takes an image and basically converts into a vector. Okay. So let me show you. Whenever I work with images, I always have a very good idea, or I would say I have always a habit of converting those image into a base64, because whenever you want to display it on a website or do any kind of image manipulation, you can always retrieve images from base64 rather than having a binary object or a blob object, which consumes a lot more in size. So basically here it's a simple class. I just wanted to show you. It reads the current file. So in this case, I'm reading a file called as 100 on my computer. Here you can see os.listers. So all I do is, guys, here is basically I read the file as a binary, then basically convert that by a blob object into a base64, and then I decode the base64 bytes into a base64 string. Then I convert that into a NumPy array, converting that image into a NumPy array. Now to display, I just say plt.imshow. So here basically I just wanted to show you that this is the image, right? And I'm going to take one more image and then we will perform the similarity search algorithm. For example, I took one more image and I display. So you can see both the images are of mobile phone cover. So we want to see how similar these two images are. So what we will do is basically convert this image into vectors using Google's machine learning, basically pre-trained ML model, as I said. So I created a class. So I created an instance of a class tensor vector. I pass in the file name. Then I say .process. This will basically give me the vector, which is basically a single array of 1792 items in that array. Similarly for this image, I also convert that into an array. Here you can see. Now I apply the cosine similarity algorithm. So I have talked a lot about cosine similarity algorithm in my videos, in my machine learning videos. So I can again show you once again. I just want to show you the formula. Then you can of course verify that. So the formula says a dot b into a cross b. What does that mean? If you see on the Wikipedia, it's pretty easy. You can mimic it. So from I is equal to 1 to n, that is from the length of the array, sum of a1. So you want to compute first element into first, second, like, you want to compute this formula. So basically I just coded this formula, whatever it is given here. Summation is basically a loop. So this is what I did. So now when you pass both the vectors, when you convert these images into vector and you pass it to cosine similarity, you can see these two images are 60% similar. And it makes sense because these both images are of mobile phone, right? I have added so many comments so you can read this. Remember, each image relates to one another. If you want to see the relation between these images or products, what you can do is basically you can convert this image into a vectors, apply PCA to reduce the dimensionality, and then do a plot. In that way, you can see in 2D, 2-dimensional space how this image are related to each other, how close or how far they are. And based on that, if you don't want to do the cosine similarity, you can apply a KNN algorithm on it. So you can take the nearest algorithm and you can get the similar images from that. This type of approach, as I said, is used extensively in basically a search engine. So in my first video, that is the part 1, I talked about how you can develop an efficient search engine using Elasticsearch. So you convert all of these into a vector and then you upload all of these vector into Elasticsearch. For those people who don't know about ELK, let me just show you something. Elasticsearch on AWS. So recently, my bad. Recently, they released basically a KNN version, so you can perform machine learning on Elasticsearch. And I also created a very nice blog article on that. I think it's very informative. I would highly recommend you to watch that blog as well if you are interested, because if you have like more than 10,000 images, it's going to take time if you perform cosine similarity on all the vector, because you will basically go through all the images, gonna compute the cosine similarity, and then at the end you would say, oh, which are the images who are matching certain criteria. So that search would take a long time. So instead of doing that, I would recommend using Elasticsearch for that kind of approach, because ELK stack can perform search nearly real time, I would say, because as you know, I have been creating a lot of contents on ELK stack. So for these kind of purposes, this is what ELK stack is made for. So I would encourage you guys to try it out. I would at least say try this out, how basically the cosine similarity works. Try to read an image at least, and let me show you the blog article that I wrote. So give me 1 sec, it's kind of loading right now. I actually want 4 ways GenSim. I can see KNN machine learning. I'm gonna leave the articles here in the description. KNN machine algorithms on Elasticsearch. I have everything step by step here. So let me put that in the blog as well. So for reading, if you want to read, so let me put that as well. So I'm gonna add that. Okay, so I think that's it for this video. If you have any more questions, kindly list your questions and I would be very happy to answer you. Once again, guys, keep smiling, keep coding, and see you guys next time.